So hello guys, today we have another review for you guys. This time we have a new brand, which is Superlux, which is a Taiwanese or Chinese brand, if I'm not mistaken, that specializes in budget headphones with really good sound quality. This sample is brought to us by GearBest, so if you want to buy these headphones, you'll find a link in the description down below to buy them. So the first thing we will do is just check out the packaging that these headphones come in. As you see, they are Circumaural headphones and they come in this really simple packaging that is meant to be exposed on a store, like a music store or something like this. And it's good because you see that they have cut on the packaging in order to put the money where it's really important, which is the sound quality. So we're gonna open it up, and as you can see, you basically just take these off and then you open this on top. You get this carrying bag, which is interesting for the price, which we will talk about later. You have this huge 6.35mm jack with a screw, which is a screw into the 3.5mm jack. So we're gonna take out the headphones. About accessories, that's basically it. This carrying case and this 6.35mm adapter. So we're gonna look at the build quality. As you can probably tell, this design might look familiar if you are in the headphone game for a while, because these look really like the K7XX line from AKG, and Superlux does this mostly in all its headphones. They resemble some other big headphones brands, but the interesting part is that they look like them, so you might think that they were cheap knockoffs, but they sound really good. The build quality is actually quite decent for the price. I mean, you get this pan that adjusts. If you can tell that I'm pulling it, it adjusts nicely. And these are semi-open headphones, because if you see over here, it's not completely closed, but it's not completely open. Talking more features, you can adjust the size of the headband right here. The ear pads, which are one of the worst things about these headphones, but you can buy some new ones on eBay, are also quite decent, but some of the recommended mods are the Bear Dynamic DT770 pads on this one, which are velour ear pads, and these are Circumaural headphones, so there's not much to talk about it. The build quality is good, the cable is also good. It might be a little bit too big for some, but we will see what's interesting about them. Well, so now we're going to talk about the comfort, the isolation and the sound quality of the Superlux HD681. So, as you might know and notice, the Superlux HD681 is a Circumaural headphone, which means that their ear pads will completely surround your ear. And this is really good regarding comfort. Since these are really lightweight, they won't fatigue your ear at all. Regarding isolation, these possess a semi-open ear cup design, which I think is more of almost open design, because there is a lot of sound leakage through it. So even if you have someone on the same room as you, that person will be able to hear what you're listening to in these. Regarding the isolation, if you don't have anything playing, you can hear everything that's going on in the room. If you have music playing, you can attenuate some of the sound that's going on, but even a TV playing close to you, you will be able to hear that. So these are not closed headphones at all and not suited for public silent places like libraries. Now, talking about sound quality, I view these headphones as a kind of a budget DT990 because they possess a really accentuated V-shape, which means they have accentuated bass and highs, and the mids are set up to a second plane. But the thing that most people won't really like about these headphones is definitely the highs, because they're not like the DT990's accentuated highs, which are crystalline and detailed, but they are just some highs with a good amount of resolution, but they pierce you a lot. So if you want to try these headphones and you don't like highs, I would recommend to you to tone down the highs a bit, because the highs are good, but they are there with too much power, so to speak. Talking about the mids of this headphone, while not being the main focus of them, you can still listen to heavily acoustic music without no issues at all. But there's missing some timbre from the more expensive headphones. While they are good at recording voices and listening to them, like, I don't know, for example, you have Adele and other singers that the focus of the music is mostly the voice. These will do well enough, but it's not their strong genre. Their strong genre is anything with bass, because I'll tell you, these 50mm drivers allow them to push more air than you would expect for an open set, or semi-open, so if you want to. The bass extends on the lower frequencies quite a lot, and you will be enjoying every type of electronic music, from trance to trap to just progressive house, on these a lot, because the bass and the mid bass especially, it has a nice punch and kick to it. But if you want to get the most out of these headphones, I would definitely recommend you to amp them, because the lower end comes to life when you decide to amp them. But you can always use them without an amp, because in terms of volume differences there aren't many, and you just can tell the differences between the low end when you try to compare it side to side. So if you have an amp, it's good, but it's not necessary. My closing thoughts on the Superlux HD681 is that they are an amazing bang for the buck. You gotta remember that this type of quality comes for only $20, which is an absolute steal for a full-size headset that sounds this good. I mean, I've pointed out the flaws on the high end, but you cannot get this type of quality in any other brand until you get to up to maybe $50, where you can get the Takstar Pro 80s, which are a closed headphone, or the Takstar i2050, which are the open version of those Takstars, and maybe the Creative Arvana Live. That's where you start to get some similar quality to these, because up until then you don't have anything with this amount of quality. And for $20 you can probably buy these and just give it to someone else if you don't exactly enjoy their sound signature. But I would definitely recommend you to equalize down the highs, and you'll see that the Superlux headphones give you a really interesting music experience. Once again, I would like to thank GearBest for providing this product for review, and as always, leave a comment down below if you want to know anything about these headphones or anything about us at all. So see you in the next video, guys.